I'm Jolene Wynn, and this is the Porn Addict's Life podcast, episode number 255, Muscle Memory. If your husband is struggling with a pornography problem and you want some help with it and you are not finding the resources that you like, you are in the right place. My name is Jolene Wynn. I am a certified life coach. I am an active member of the LDS faith, and I am the wife of a former porn addict. And on this podcast, I am going to share with you the tools that you need in order to start your healing journey. This is where I'm going to show you how to dive deep into intentional living, how to rekindle connection with your spouse, how to manage all that emotional turmoil that you're feeling, how to break the addiction cycle that you have to your husband's addiction, and tell you all of the ways to do that and start healing. I am so glad that you're here, and I can't wait to get started. Let's go. Hello, my ladies. How are you today? I hope you guys have had a great week. I actually got a message from a previous client this week, and she said, I love how you always say hello, my ladies, because it makes me feel so loved and so included, because she will always be one of my ladies. And yes, that is exactly what I think of. I like saying it too. It helps me to actually visualize you guys, because I'm just sitting here in my office all by myself. And so this is exactly what I'm talking to. I'm talking to you, my ladies. And I love the amount of time that I get to spend with you guys. And I wanted to let you guys know you can spend more time with me. I am doing a brand new masterclass this month, and I would absolutely love to have you. This is one that has really been inspired by what my clients are going through, the things I've been coaching on. And I am so excited. It just kind of came to me what I wanted to do, and it's a masterclass I'm doing, and it's called the Love Who I Am Masterclass. This is going to start on Monday, April 28th, and it's going to go for 4 days until Thursday, May 1st. It's going to be at 12 p.m. Eastern every single day. For those of you guys who have done masterclasses, you know how these work, but I'm going to go live on Zoom every single day. And when you sign up, when you enroll for that, you get access to all 4 days live. You get all the coaching content, all of the material, and access to all of the replays for life. And what's really cool about this one, I really wanted it to be all about learning how to really get to know and love who you are, how to develop a true self-love for yourself and what that looks like. I think I'm going to do a bonus podcast episode all about it. But it's really learning how to turn off those negative thoughts in your head, how to deal with other people's expectations of you and their perceptions. How do you deal with other people's perceptions of you and the perceptions you have of yourself, and really diving into that. I'm going to be doing some very cool guided meditations with this, and it's going to be a beautiful transformation, because that's what self-love really is. It's really a transformation in your relationship with your past self, your present self, and your future self. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to put the link down in the show notes so you can sign up. It's $99 to join for the whole week and to get lifetime access to the replays. And I'm also going to give you access for free. I'm going to give you access to two additional master classes. I really wanted to round this out and give you guys just all of the tools that you need in order to really start developing a true self-love. So you're going to get access to also my How to Not Hate Your Body masterclass and my Confident Sexuality masterclass for free. So when you sign up, you get the whole week and you get those bonus 2 masterclasses for free. So again, I'll put the link in the show notes. It has all of the details, and I can't wait to see you guys there. Okay, today I want to talk about muscle memory. This kind of came up because I was sitting at the piano the other day. My kids take piano. I took piano when I was growing up. I took it all through high school till I graduated high school. I was never amazing at it. Like, I was fine. I could play a few songs, but my sisters were much better. My twin sister was way better than me, and my older sister, a year older, she is just phenomenal. And so I was like fine, but I could never play very well. And I haven't played in years and years. And so I sat down at the piano the other day and I found one of the books that I played when I was in high school, and I started to play it, and it was fascinating. This one song, there was this one song that was hard for me in high school, but I learned how to play it, and I sat down, and I couldn't play it as well as I did when I was in high school, but I started playing it better than I have played piano in years. And it was all muscle memory. It was all my fingers knowing exactly where to go, because they had learned it so many years ago and practiced it so much that I knew exactly how to move my fingers. I knew exactly when to transition my hands from one octave to another octave. And it was fascinating to just sit there and watch. And my kids were like, Mom, you're so good at this. And I said, this is just this one song. Like, I could not pick up and do this now. It's just because I've done it before, and my brain stored it wherever it stores. It stored the memory in that, the muscle memory of knowing how to play this song. And I was thinking about muscle memory and how we do that in our brains. And this is fascinating too, because I have a brother who just started flight school. He's going to be a pilot. And he said that he feels so awkward. He says it's like learning how to drive all over again, only way more complicated. And this is the example I always give to you, right? It's like when you're starting something new in your brains, it's kind of exactly like when you're learning how to drive. You sit down, you're like, all right, which one is the brake and which one is the gas, and how do I move the rearview mirrors, and how do I shift gears, and which ones are, and you accidentally turn on the windshield wipers. And that's exactly what my brother said. It's like learning how to fly. He's like, I'll get one thing down and realize that I'm on the gas the whole time, or the brake, right? Or that I haven't shifted into the right gear. It's exactly the same, is that everything, when you are learning it new in your brain cognitively, when you're trying to rewire all these neural pathways and learn how to rewire things so you're responding differently, acting differently, thinking differently, your brain is going on muscle memory up until this point. And so it takes a lot of intentional cognitive effort to shift those. Now, the beautiful thing that you guys have learned on this podcast is that it absolutely is possible to do so. Your brain is plastic. You have neuroplasticity. You can change the neural pathways in your brain. They're not concrete. It's not set in stone. Even if you've been doing something for decades and thinking of yourself in a certain way, it's absolutely possible to change that. You can believe something for decades and still change that when you learn how to do it correctly, when you learn how to break up those neural pathways in your brain and to start replacing them intentionally by processing your emotions, retraining your brain, all of these tools that you learn on the podcast that I teach with my clients in my program. This is what you learn how to do. And it's so fascinating because I have clients ask me all the time, like, okay, or potential clients will be like, all right, well, how long is this going to take? Okay. It's so fascinating. It's like people have been struggling with their husband for like 15 years and they're like all of a sudden on a deadline, right? They're like, okay, I want to know that this is going to be the fastest thing I've ever done. Okay. I want this to happen yesterday. And I totally get it, because we want that. We want this to be done yesterday. And I sit there and I say, there's not a certain amount of time that this is going to take. It's all about how much focus and attention you give it. The more intention, the more purposeful you are in retraining your brain, the faster it's going to happen. And yes, at first it feels painful. At first it feels like, oh my gosh, am I ever going to get this? I feel like I'm concentrating so hard and I'm not making any progress. But what happens is what you're actually doing is rewiring your brain. So of course this is going to be a process that takes longer than a day and a half. Okay, you are rewiring the most complicated center and system of your body, your brain. Like, this is not even something that scientists fully understand, is your brain and how it functions, okay? And you are actively changing it. It's a beautiful, powerful skill that you can develop. And when you're doing that, what I want to offer is that even though at first it might feel like it's taking all of your attention, all of your effort, all of your energy, eventually the more you do it, the more consistently you do it, the more you get coached on it, the more you fine tune it so that you're doing it correctly. Eventually what happens is you're actually building up these muscles, shall we say, in your brain, so that eventually you just build up muscle memory. So that this isn't something you have to think about. Just like when you get into a car right now, you go out in your car and you just go ahead and you drive. You turn on the key, you go. Okay? It's not until you get into a different car that all of a sudden your brain's like, okay, let's just take a moment here in this rental car and figure out where I am, right? When you're in your own car, you know that car, you don't even have to think about it. You'll get halfway to wherever you're going before your brain actually starts to kick in and you're like, I need to pay attention, right? That is muscle memory. Your brain knows exactly what to do. Which one is the gas? Which one is the brake? Your brain knows what to do, and that's exactly going to happen here. This is how you get to the point. This is where I get asked all the time. How do you get to the point where you go to the beach, where I go to the beach with my husband and I don't even think about what he's thinking? It's because I have retrained my brain, and now my cognitive muscle memory is completely different. Now my cognitive muscle memory is wired to think positively, is wired to not feel anxious. I was thinking about this too. My dad actually ended up in the hospital last week and then again this week. He's coming home today. He's doing well, okay? But he was in the hospital. He'd gotten some sickness, and they got him some antibiotics. And my mom, it was so fascinating because my mom's texting us about this, and she is what is the opposite of a worrywart? That's my mom, okay? She does not worry at all. And I was telling my husband about this. I was like, okay, my mom does not worry about things. And he said, yeah, your mom does not have a lot of worry muscles. And it was fascinating how he said that. He's like, I have a lot of worry muscles. My worry muscles are very strong. I like to flex them all the time. In fact, I'll flex them so hard that they'll just like stay tense, and then they'll get really, aggravated, and then it's like fatigued, it's, excessively because I've been clenching them so hard. My mom is the opposite. My mom has no worry muscles. She doesn't develop those. She doesn't use those. And I was thinking about how we do this. If you have a primary cognitive relationship where you have trained your brain to worry, those are the worry muscles. That's the muscle memory that your brain will just keep reactivating, okay? Again, your brain is designed to do the least amount of work possible. So it will all put as many things on muscle memory as it possibly can. It will put worry. If that is the thing that you keep going to, then your brain's going to say, great, let's just put that on muscle memory, and that's what it's going to keep producing. That's what it's going to keep going back to. And when you learn that that is no longer serving you, when you recognize that and you learn how to retrain it, the intention of that, the focus that requires, does take some effort at first. However, you can get it to a point where then you go to the reverse, to the opposite. And that's when you can go to the beach and not even think about what your husband is thinking about. This is where I've gotten to. I've taken all of those worry muscles. I have taken all of those worry muscles that made me so anxious about what my husband was thinking about, wondering if he was going to relapse, wondering if he's finding anybody attractive, etc. Taking all of those worry muscles, all that muscle memory, and retraining it into a completely different pattern and system. One that now serves me based on all of my new beliefs, all of my healed emotional baggage that no longer resides in me, that is no longer getting triggered. And that's how you get to this place. You retrain your muscles, your cognitive muscles, so that the memory, the muscle memory inside your brain is different. And does it take some intention? Yes, it does. Does it take time? No, it does not. Okay, however much intention you give it, however much focus, however much purpose you give it, that's how long it will take. So if you want to do it faster, then you need to give it more intention, more energy, more attention, and more of your focus. And if you want to do it faster, come work with me, because I guarantee you that no matter how long it takes with me, it's going to be 10 times faster than if you were doing it on your own, 100 times faster than if you were doing it on your own. Okay, you can change your cognitive muscle memory. Okay, and that's what I want to leave you with today. All right, ladies, I love you so much. I will see you guys next week in a brand new episode. Please come join me for that masterclass, and I will see you guys there. All right, ladies, if you are loving what you're learning on the podcast, I want to invite you to take the next step and come join my lifetime access coaching program. This is where we take everything that you're learning on the podcast and I help you personally apply it so that you can create a true transformation. This is where you're going to learn how to actually process that emotional pain and finally let it go so that you can be free from it once and for all. This is where you learn how to become in control and confident in facing the future so that you never have to worry about what happens next. Head to my website, jolenewin.com, and sign up today. You will get lifetime access, and I'm going to help you one-on-one on all of the calls. I can't wait to see you there.